I chose this for two reasons. One is that Curtis Mayfield is singing on it, and in my mind, there's no greater singer in American music. He's right up there with all the greatest singers, and he was a member of the Impressions, and some of the most celebrated songs that he wrote are with a band name. The Impressions had a style of harmony that really isn't anything like to my mind, it's not like anything that Detroit ever created. They were out of Chicago. There's definitely a sound. Jerry Butler was in the Impressions originally, but when Curtis Mayfield became the lead vocalist, this beautiful kind of slight tremolo in his voice when he sings, it's something I've tried my hardest to imitate, and I can never do it convincingly. I would imagine in my mind that this background voice sounds like Curtis, but of course it doesn't. You can't be somebody else's voice, but it can shine a light on a way forward. You can hear the Impressions in Jimi Hendrix because you can hear pop staples in Curtis Mayfield. That's the lineage in the guitar style and even in some of the singing. The Wind Cries Marias really sounds like a Curtis Mayfield song. You can hear the Impressions in the heptones from Jamaica. There's Leroy Sibbles and the Heptones, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Bunny Wailer. They all sing like Curtis Mayfield. In some way, the vocal sound in half full voice, half falsetto is much more indebted to the Impressions than it is to anything by Smokey Robinson. You can hear this Chicago rhythm section. It's a very different sound too. It isn't as deep as the Motown, as the Tamla beat, but they didn't perhaps have the musicians of Motown annexed some musicians that were so exceptional. James Jamerson Jr., particularly Benny Benjamin. If you just had those two, and every single one of those people that were playing on Marvin Gaye records and Behind the Temptations was so incredible. I don't hear the rhythm section being quite as powerful on this record, but it doesn't matter because the thing you're following is the story. And it's a little more unusual. Many of Curtis's most famous songs are things like "People Get Ready," "People Get Ready," "Keep on Pushing," later on "Move on Up." They always had that sense of conscience and hope. We people who are darker than blue. If there's a hell below, we're all going to go. But this is a more like a love and cheating song. It could be written in Nashville if anybody kind of in Nashville could write songs anymore. But they couldn't write this. You could give all of the songwriters in Nashville 100,000 pencils and typewriters. They'd never be able to write this song. That would just never happen. Or any other town.